Welcome back, guys. In this video, we will complete the series of professional game. In the previous video and in this video, it will be a sequel to the attempt to stabilize and raise the level of your personality, and there are some important tips that you should not miss. If in the previous video I talked about the methods of fighting superficially, today I will turn to go into more depth in the methods of fighting and how to drag animals into traps and what weapons I use with different types of animals. Let's start with wolves. There are two types of wolves, the mutant wolf and the hungry wolf. The good thing between these two animals is that they are similar in fighting style and range of movement. So the issue is not complicated. How do you lure them and how do you calculate movements? All information is shown left by the game by touching any character you want to fight in the game. So when I want to fight wolves, open their menu on the right screen and see that they can only go 2 steps forward. This means that they cannot cut more than 2 squares in one turn. This is a relatively good thing because it gives you more chance to get away if you think about hitting them and going back. The advantages given to the wolves are the direct attack response. This means that it is a mistake hitting the wolves with melee weapons or hitting them with a sniper weapon without leaving at least 1 square space between the two sides, because this will be harmful, but rather relative to the player, except for the knockout. It means that you will take a direct hit that kills the opponent, and planning remains something you draw yourself in your mind before taking any step that makes you move and start predicting the square that the wolf or any other animal will be attracted to. And there is another important piece of information. To the end of the appendices, the animal will come back to follow you. So let's apply this explanation and see the results. So now I know that a wolf can advance only 2 squares, then it will be as far as it can get from here to here. So now I have to think about how I will drag him to the poisoned mushrooms, and I know that the poisoned mushrooms need 2 turns in order to activate. It opens the first time and spreads the poison the second time. So I decided to stay near the poisoned mushrooms, and this is not very good because it will get me in the 3rd turn. The reason for this is because, like him, I cannot move more than 2 squares, and I still lack metals that increase the range of movement. Let's do a second fight explanation and explain some other important things. So this time I bring the bird with me, or let's imagine that it is any other animal of my animals. Will the wolf be attracted to me first or to him? In fact, he starts to get close to the one closest to him, but he also starts chasing the first person who hits him. After the first hit, he cancels the characteristic of attraction and moves to the pursuit phase. There is also another important thing I forgot to mention. Spears are a melee weapon, but they are considered important in fighting the wolf because they provide the feature of pushing the opponent a step back. But to warn, this feature does not work if there is a wall or an obstacle behind the wolf or any other animal, because it will stay in its place and attack you. So this was all about the way wolves fight properly, and now let's move on to the second animal, the meaning of the day, which is the lynx.
In fact, the way the lynx fights is completely different from the wolf. We will explain everything gradually, but first, let's get to know the types of lynx in the game. There are 3 types of lynx. First, the ordinary lynx, secondly the radiant lynx, and thirdly the rabid lynx. These 3 differ from each other a little bit. The lynx and the rabid lynx can move within the range of 3 squares, while the normal lynx can move within 2 squares only. In terms of the difference in fighting between them and wolves. Wolves fight with the target tracking system, meaning they do not move to fight another person until they eliminate their first target, but the lynx fights in a free fighting system. This system of fighting is by hitting the person closest to the lynx means that he does not care who hit him first and is also different from the wolf in terms of the type of repelling the attack. The wolf repels the attack if you hit it, but the lynx will hit you if you try to escape from it, but there is also something important. The lynx uses the hit and run system. This means that he comes to you, hits you and runs away from you. We conclude from this that the lynx
can move twice, but it cannot move twice in the same direction. This means that it can only move 3 steps forward, but if you are within the 3-step range he can hit you and take 3 steps back. I know it sounds a little complicated, but I try to explain the lynx's strengths and weaknesses. Well, now you know that lynxes don't like to stick to you, but if you stick to it, you can't escape before you get hit by it. So if you get into a lynx's range you have to prepare him before leaving his range. Unlike the wolf, when you enter his range, he will be the beneficiary because he is looking for a close fight. So let's leave the explanation in words and move on to the practical explanation. Now, as you can see, we have 3 lynxes that will move: the radioactive lynx and the frenzied lynx 3 squares, while the ordinary lynx will move 2 steps.
Now if I enter the range of the lynx it will be in my best interest because it cannot fight close combat but will only try to hit me if I try to escape from its range.
This gives me an advantage in using melee weapons as well as sniper weapons according to the range I want. Now, as you can see, after the lynx hit me, it has the ability to hit and run, and it moved 6 steps instead of 3. Now let's move on to a second scenario in which one of my animals is present. As a reminder, if you are with more than one person fighting alongside you, the lynx does not care who attacks it first to catch up with it, as it fights the target closest to its range. In this step I moved my wolf into the lynx range, but when trying to escape from the lynx range it tried to hit me.
So, guys, this is the most important information you should know about the lynx, and you can start drawing plans to deal with it better from here.
Now I think that this information is enough for this video. I do not want to enter more information so that the video does not become complicated and difficult. I hope you enjoyed and benefited. You can also watch the video until the end to benefit from the correct gameplay and character building. If you like the video, do not forget to like, subscribe and share it with your friends who play the game.